Hello everyone. Today's recipe is chicken fried rice stuffed in red bell pepper. I've got chicken breast here that I've cut up into, I would say, 1/2 inch pieces. And what I'm going to be doing is marinating it with garlic, ginger and black pepper powder. I'm not going to be putting any salt because I'm going to be using some soy sauce, which is salty. So the light soy sauce actually brings flavor, so just a little bit of that. The dark soy sauce helps to give that color. And I'm going to be adding to this cornstarch. Cornstarch helps to lock in the moisture. I find that with chicken breast it can get dry, and when you're stir frying on high heat, what happens, the cornstarch keeps the chicken juicy, and then it also allows the chicken to get well done without getting too dry. So I'm just going to mix this up and keep it on the side, and then we'll get to how I'm stir frying the rice. Chicken has been set aside. I just want to go through the ingredients of the rice for the stir fry. I've got brown rice, cilantro, coriander, curry leaves, turmeric, black mustard seeds, green chilies cut up into slices, the red bell peppers, which we'll later stuff, and this, which is some more curry leaves and some fried onion, which you can get even at the local Indian grocery store. What I'm going to do with this, just to explain this, is I'm going to actually grind it in the spice grinder and make a fine powder, and that's going to be combined in with the oil just prior to adding the rice. I find it really infuses the rice with flavor. Something just to note about the curry leaves, you can see that they're dry and crisp. When you get them from the store, they're fresh. What I do, because they don't last very long, is I let them sit out and they dry for about 24 hours, and then I bottle it, so it's always there, handy to use. Don't have to worry about it going bad in the fridge. The rice, the brown rice, just a quick thing about that. When you're stir frying anything, it's always best to boil the rice a day before. It helps to keep everything intact, it doesn't crumble, and it even tastes even more delicious. So I'm just going to grind these two right now, show you what that looks like, and then we'll get cooking. So this is what it should look like once it's ground up. I'm just going to empty it now into the bowl. When things are freshly ground up, you can smell them right away, and this is just a perfect example of that. It smells amazing. You've got the fried onion, you've got the curry leaves. It's a nice pungent, strong flavor. I'm going to keep this aside. We're going to stir fry the chicken, and I'll show you how I do that, and then we'll do the rice separately and then put it all together. Just dribbled some olive oil into the hot pan. I'm going to add the chicken now. I'll wait for it to sizzle. That's what we want to hear. And want to stir fry that quickly. It's best to stir fry chicken on high heat. That's really starting to get well done now. And you can see the effects of the cornstarch. See, the chicken looks still very juicy, which is the perfect combination. You got it crisping up on the outside and juicy on the inside, and it smells so good. Chicken is done. Turning off the heat. You can just see, so juicy. That tastes really good. You don't need to add anything else to it. I'm going to keep that aside, and I'm not wiping up the pan. I'm going to use the same pan to stir fry the chicken, because that will also add more flavor. Using the same pan, added a little more oil. Just put the mustard seeds in. I want that to splutter. Once that's spluttering, I'm going to be adding the onion and curry leaf mixture to it. See, there we go. I'm also going to add some turmeric and whole curry leaves. Let that sit for a minute. After letting that stir fry for a minute, I've added in the rice, and now I'm mixing it in with the spices. And you can see that the rice is getting that lovely yellow color from the turmeric. I'm going to do this for another couple of minutes, and then we'll add in the coriander. Just been stir frying this for a couple of minutes, and you can see from my point earlier about boiling the rice the day before that it's not crumbling. It's the perfect texture. I'm going to be adding the coriander, which I've tried to cut up into small shreds. Just going to stir fry this for another minute, and then I'll show you what it looks like. The coriander's been thoroughly mixed in with the rice. I've had a quick taste of this. Flavors are really good. I just want to add a pinch of salt to taste, because what that will do is add all those, bring out all the flavors of the spices together. Now to this, I'm going to be adding that chicken that we previously stir fried. There we go. And give that a good mix. This is looking really good. It smells so good. I'm going to do this for another minute, and then I'm going to keep a little bit aside for the kids, and going to then add in the green chilies, and I'll show you that. Just added the green chilies into the rice. That's going to give it a nice kick. This is ready. This is all ready and done. I'm going to shut the heat off, and we're going to stuff it into the red bell pepper. Now just before I do that, quick note on that. I've taken the red bell pepper, I've cut the top off, I've removed the seeds, and with some of them, this one is pretty good. It stands upright, which is good, because you don't want the rice spilling out. But with some of them, that wasn't the case. So what I did was I just sliced it off at the bottom so that it's easy to sit up, like that. There we go. Just finishing to stuff one of the last ones. This is also a really good stir fry for lunch the next day. I mean, you don't have to put it into the peppers. Whatever leftover there is, it tastes really good. So keep that in mind. You can maybe prepare this on the weekend. Stuff them up into the peppers for dinner, and then any leftover rice can be eaten for lunch the next day. So keep that in mind. This is what it looks like once stuffed. Just try and get as much in there as possible, and then you can just flatten it with the spoon. And there you have it. So these are ready to go to pop into the oven. It's really appealing to the eye, the lovely colors. That red gives it a lovely, appealing, appetizing look. So I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, putting it in for 20 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I've just plated a couple of the stuffed peppers into this dish, and you can see that the red bell pepper has been cooked slightly. Another thing that happens to the rice, especially the top part, is that it actually crisps up, and this gives it a nice crunchy texture. So if I just was to take a nibble, you can hear that crunch. It's not throughout, just at the top, so you get a nice mix of everything. There you have it. Stuffed chicken fried rice in red bell pepper.